Web development is the art and science of creating websites. It is the process of building the pages you visit every single day. Think about how you check the news in the morning, or how you watch videos online. Perhaps you shop for clothes or order food through an app. All of these experiences are made possible by web developers. They write the code that tells your browser what to show you and how you can interact with it. Learning web development is like learning a new language, but instead of talking to people, you are talking to computers. You tell them how to build things for others to see and use. It is a powerful skill in our connected world. The importance of web development in daily life cannot be overstated. Every time you search on Google, you're using a website. When you connect with friends on social platforms like Facebook or Instagram, you're interacting with web applications. These digital spaces are where we learn, work, play, and communicate. The web is a canvas, and web development gives you the brush. This guide is your very first introduction to the field. We'll break the process into small, manageable steps. No prior experience or special software needed. Our goal is to demystify coding and show anyone can build a website. Then the 3 fundamental building blocks: HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So take a deep breath, get comfortable, and let's begin your adventure into the world of building for the web. Before we start writing any code, it is helpful to understand the basic mechanics of the internet. Imagine the internet as a giant global network of connected computers. These computers are called servers. Their job is to store files, specifically the files that make up websites. When you want to visit a website, you type its address, like www.google.com, into your web browser. This address is also known as a URL, or Uniform Resource Locator. Your browser then sends a request over the internet to the specific server that holds the files. The server finds the requested files and sends them back to your computer. Your web browser acts as an interpreter. Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Edge. Its primary function is to read the files sent by the server and render them as a visual, interactive web page. The files it receives are not pictures or documents like you might think. Instead, they are plain text files written in special languages the browser understands. The 3 main languages are HTML, CSS, JavaScript. The browser reads the instructions and assembles the page you see, putting text, images, buttons in their proper places and applying colors, fonts, layouts. Let's use an analogy. Think of building a house. HTML, the structural framework, defines the foundation, walls, roof, rooms, doors, windows. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is the standard language used to create the structure and content of web pages. It is not a programming language in the traditional sense. It is a markup language. It uses a system of tags to mark up or annotate text. Tags tell the browser how to structure the content it displays. Think of it as giving instructions to the browser. You use tags to say, this is a heading, this is a paragraph, this is an image, this is a link. Every website, from the simplest to the most complex, is built on HTML. HTML works by using elements created with tags. Most tags come in pairs: an opening tag, a closing tag. Example, the P tag creates a paragraph. Start with an opening P tag, end with a closing /P tag. Everything between is part of that paragraph. The closing tag is like the opening, but with a /. For instance, a heading uses H1 and /H1. This start and end system lets the browser know where content begins and ends. Common tags you'll use: H1, the most important heading on a page; H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. The P tag is for paragraphs of text. The A tag stands for anchor and creates links. The IMG tag embeds images and doesn't require a closing tag. These tags are the building blocks of your page. This structure is the universal skeleton for every web page. Creating an HTML file is surprisingly simple. You do not need any fancy software. You can use any basic text editor that comes with your computer. On Windows, you can use Notepad. On a Mac, you can use TextEdit. The important thing is to ensure you are saving the file as plain text, not as a rich text document. Open your chosen text editor and you will be greeted with a blank document, ready for your code. This is your digital canvas. For now, we will stick with these basic tools to show you that anyone can start coding without any initial investment. Let's write our first lines of HTML. In your blank text file, type out the fundamental structure we discussed. Start with the document type declaration, doctype HTML. On the next line, add the opening HTML tag. A few lines below that, add the closing /HTML tag. Inside these tags, create the head section and create the body section. Inside the head, add a title for your page, add a main heading, add a short paragraph. This simple structure is the starting point for every web page you will ever build, so it's a great piece of code to memorize early on. Here's what the code should look like in your text editor. It is a complete, albeit simple, HTML document. This example creates a page with a title that will appear in the Browser tab, a large heading that will be displayed at the top of the page, and a single paragraph of text beneath it. Pay close attention to how the tags are opened and closed, and how the content for the user is placed entirely within the body element. Now for the final crucial step, saving the file. Go to File and then Save As. Second, and most importantly, name the file index.html. The .html extension is what tells your computer and your browser that this is an HTML file. Once saved, find the file on your computer and double-click it. Congratulations, you have just created and viewed your first web page. Now that you have a basic HTML page, it's time to make it look more interesting. This is where CSS, or Cascading Style Sheets, comes into play. CSS is the language that controls the presentation, design, and layout of your web page. It allows you to change colors, set fonts, adjust spacing, and much more. Without CSS, the web would be a very bland place, full of black text on white backgrounds. With CSS, you can unleash your creativity and design a page that is not only functional but also visually appealing. It separates the structure, which is HTML, from the presentation, which is CSS, and that is a core principle of modern web development. To add CSS to your HTML, you can create a separate file. Using your text editor, create a new blank file. We will write our style rules in this file. A CSS rule has two main parts, a selector and a declaration block. The selector targets the HTML element you want to style. For example, if you want to style all the H1 headings, your selector would be H1. The declaration block is enclosed in curly braces and contains one or more declarations. Each declaration consists of a property and a value, separated by a colon like color blue. This tells the browser which style property you want to change and what you want to change it to. Let's create a few simple style rules. In your new empty text file, we will add styles for the body, H1, and paragraph elements from our HTML file. We will give the entire page a light gray background color. We'll make the H1 heading a nice shade of dark blue and center it on the page. Finally, we will change the font and size of the text in our paragraph to make it easier to read. We have built the structure with HTML and added style with CSS. Now it is time to add behavior and interactivity with JavaScript. JavaScript is a true programming language that runs directly in the web browser. It allows you to create dynamic content. It lets you control multimedia. It can animate images. It can do almost anything you can imagine on a web page. While HTML and CSS create a static page, almost like a page in a magazine. JavaScript can make that page respond to user actions, clicks, key presses. It is the third and final core technology of the web, responsible for making websites feel like interactive applications. The role of JavaScript is to manipulate the HTML and CSS of your page in real time. For example, you can use JavaScript to show or hide elements when a button is clicked. You could create a photo gallery where clicking a thumbnail displays a larger image. You could validate a form to ensure a user has filled it out correctly before they submit it. You could fetch new data from a server without reloading the page, like infinite scrolling on social media. JavaScript breathes life into a web page, transforming it from a static document into a dynamic and engaging experience for the user. So far, we have created 3 separate files: index.html, style CSS, a plan for our JavaScript. For them to work together, we need to connect them. The HTML file is the central hub. To connect our style sheet, add a link tag in the head of index.html. This tag tells the browser where to find the CSS. rel equals style sheet defines the relationship. Ref equals style.css provides the path. Next, include our JavaScript. JavaScript can be external like CSS. For this example, we'll place it inside HTML using script tags. As you begin your journey, upgrade from basic text editors to code editors. Code editors offer syntax highlighting, which colors your code to make it more readable, auto-completion, error checking. Many top editors are free. Visual Studio Code, or VS Code. It's versatile and extensible, used by beginners and professionals alike. Atom, Sublime Text. Unlimited free trial. Helpful resources at a glance. The web is your greatest learning resource. MDN Web Docs, the ultimate reference for HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It's like an encyclopedia with detailed examples. Free Code Camp offers a comprehensive curriculum, interactive exercises and projects. The Odin Project, full-stack curriculum, emphasis on building a portfolio of projects. Sometimes you just need a quick place to test code. CodePen, write HTML, CSS, JavaScript and panels with live preview. JS Fiddle, Replit, great for experimenting, debugging small problems, sharing your code with others. Stack Overflow, ask specific technical questions. Reddit communities like r/Learn JavaScript, r/WebDev. Discord communities, following developers on Twitter, following educators on YouTube. Learning to code is a journey, and community makes it enjoyable and sustainable. You have taken your first steps into the vast world of web development. You have learned what websites are, how they work, and how the three core technologies, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, come together. You have built a simple, interactive web page from scratch. This is a significant accomplishment and a solid foundation upon which to build. The key now is to practice consistently. The more you code, the more comfortable you will become. Try rebuilding your first page from memory. Then try adding new elements, an image, a list, another button with a different function. Your next learning goal should be to deepen your knowledge in each core area. In HTML, learn semantic tags, header, footer, nav, and article. In CSS, explore Flexbox, grid. Make layouts that look good on any device, phone, desktop, monitor. Delve into CSS transitions and animations. These skills will elevate your designs. For JavaScript, the journey is longer and rewarding. Master DOM manipulation, then learn fundamentals, variables, data types, arrays, objects, loops, functions. Learn vanilla JavaScript, then explore frameworks, React, Angular, Vue.js. These tools help build large web apps. Most importantly, start building projects. Theory is useful, but projects solidify skills. It doesn't have to be massive. Start small, build a personal portfolio site, recreate a simple website you like, build a to-do list application or a simple calculator.